To the End Alzheimer's. I, along with Diana, is very honored to be here today on behalf of the Alzheimer's Association for the world's largest event to fight devastating disease. This mission is close to both of our hearts. In my case, I lost my dad to a brain disease in 2019, but that was by losing my mom to Alzheimer's after a 7-year journey. She was in her 80s, and even this morning, speaking to some people, I know that there are different journeys and different ages, and there's early onset and all kinds of different contexts for families. But it doesn't make it any easier. It's different, but it doesn't make it easier. So it's in our family. My wife's father, John, passed from dementia. My mom from Alzheimer's as it was diagnosed. And so that's one of the reasons that I'm here today. And I know for you it's also something special.
It really is something special. 2 days before Christmas last year, I lost my husband. A long battle, Sergeant Glenn Lewis. My daughter Glenda is here today, and we will hold the purple flower. God bless you.
For so many of you here today, and I can see by the flowers you're holding, this touches your family directly like ours. And this crisis is close to home for us, and I know it's close to home for you. 202,800 people right now in the state of Michigan are living with Alzheimer's disease. This is a crisis, and yes, it is close to home. But looking out at our sea of purple today, and not just the flowers, but all of you who took the time to wear a hat, put on a pair of shoes, a shirt, whatever it is, we appreciate you, and we look at you as a source of strength, awe, determination for us and for our community. I keep hearing the Walk Day is the biggest support group of the year because, we gather with others who understand this journey. So whether you've walked this road personally, whether you're here supporting family or friends, you're here to support the Metro Detroit community, or maybe you're just here to simply believe in the association's vision of a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementias. Wouldn't that be something? How about a round of applause for that?
Because you walk, that we can deliver 24/7 care and support, advocacy fearlessly, and we advocate fearlessly for people facing the disease and fuel groundbreaking research across the globe, ushering in a new era of treatment and quality care that is already paving the way for a different future. Every dollar you have raised has brought us to this transformational moment because you walk. Because you walk. Together, we are making history.
And this is only the beginning. Alzheimer's treatments have arrived. If you've been following any of the recent news, especially over this past year, we now have an FDA-approved drug and a couple others that may slow the progress of this disease for those in the early stage. And there are more drugs in the pipeline with research, so that makes great news as well. But we know that these new treatments aren't available or accessible for the majority of people living with Alzheimer's today. This is why we won't rest. We know that's the way you feel. We're not going to rest until everyone living with the disease at any stage can get the treatment, the care, and the support that they need and they deserve. It's time to bring these treatments home to our friends, our families, our neighbors, working to ensure access for every person who could benefit while strengthening our unwavering leadership in care and support. So today and every day, the Alzheimer's Association is here because of you, for you, as well as the Metro Detroit community.
We're also fortunate to have our national presenting sponsor, Edward Jones, alongside us in this fight. Here in Metro Detroit, 39 Edward Jones Associates, clients, and their families are participating on 13 teams. To date, these individuals have raised a total of $13,500,000. I wish it was 13 million. $13,592.20. Wishful thinking. The firm's combined corporate contribution and local team fundraising on track to surpass 3.3 million this year, speaks to their commitment to advancing and the association's mission. I'd like to invite Tom Aubrey, Region 18's regional leader, to the stage to say a few words.
Good, Tom.
Bring in the millions.
Yes, I like that. What a privilege it is to be here today. At Edward Jones, our purpose is to partner for positive impact to improve the lives of more than 8 million clients and 50,000 of our colleagues. That's why we've continued to support as a national presenting sponsor and why many of our associates choose to form teams and walk across the country. Since 2016, Edward Jones has led the way in the fight against this terrible disease, with more than 115,000 associates and clients taking part in the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Together, we have raised over $45 million and will continue to accelerate the fight by helping the Alzheimer's Association fund research, raise awareness, and increase referrals to vital care and support services until we end Alzheimer's. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much.
We want to thank Tom and all the Edward Jones. Where's the team from Edward Jones? Where are you? All over? You spread out? Thank you so much for all that you do. And thanks for being a leader in this fight. And thanks for all the hard work as well. We're truly in this together so far, and there's still time for you to give. There's still time for people who can give, people who may just be arriving. But so far, we have raised for today's walk $664,917. Now that means that we're only $335,000 away from the goal of $1 million. So we've got a little ways to go. So as you're leaving, even after you leave, if you're so moved to give a little more and double down on this, we would sure appreciate that, because we know how hard you've worked. We appreciate you being here, and we know that you may have done all you can do, but we still have a goal that's kind of lofty. So I'm asking you if you would consider to dig deep, give a little bit more if you can, and it's easy to do. You can just text it to number 2, END ALZ. Text to that, 2END ALZ, the number 51555. Follow the instructions, or you can donate through the ALZ fundraising app.
Thank you, John. And not only is that easy, but it feels amazing to know that every dollar we raise together is making an impact, advancing the care, support, and research efforts of the Alzheimer's Association. I really mean it when I say that we are here today because of you and for you, not just today, but we are here for you every day. The association is the only organization that is here all day, every day, weekends and holidays, for people facing Alzheimer's and other dementia through our free 24/7 helpline and at alz.org. We are in communities providing vital education programs, support groups, and resources. We are mobilizing volunteers and leading advocacy efforts at the federal and state level. And we are driving the world's most promising research toward new methods of treatment, prevention, and ultimately, a care. It's all because you walk. Please know how grateful we are that you let us take a moment to give yourselves a round of applause. Please, let's do that. We all have a reason why we are here today. I've had the privilege of hearing some of your stories, and I am inspired by all of you. Standing up to Alzheimer's takes immense bravery, and you have shown up in force. So let's say it together. Alzheimer's is not going to back down, neither will we. Alzheimer's is not going to back down, and neither are we.
Thank you, Diana. I want you to take a look around at the different color flowers that people are holding up. Hold them all high, no matter what color you have. These flowers represent our different connections to Alzheimer's disease and our reasons for being here today. If you're holding an orange flower like Michael Masserat and Jessica Cassidy from Retirement Education Foundation, come on up. You're here to support the cause of the association's vision of a world without Alzheimer's and other dementia. The Retirement Education Foundation has taught over 10,000 people how to plan for retirement. Unfortunately, Alzheimer's is not something you can plan for. They realize that the majority of their students will be impacted by Alzheimer's in some way, whether it affects themselves or a loved one, and that's why they want to help fight this terrible disease so everyone can have an opportunity to live a long and happy life. If you have an orange flower, please join Michael and Jessica in raising that flower and keeping it held high. Next, if you have a purple flower, like I do, and like Diana and Glenda Lewis do, Glenda here from WXYZ, everybody, you are participating in the walk today because you've lost someone to Alzheimer's or another dementia. And we're so glad that you could be with us today. Diana's husband, Marine Sergeant Glenn Lewis, served 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. The unimaginable horrors he experienced there caused post-traumatic stress disorder, which triggered dementia. Diana and her daughters, Donna and Glenda, her granddaughters, were always close, but their bond became stronger as they faced the day-to-day roller coaster of being Glenn's caregivers. Glenn struggled for years. Some days were better than others, but there was always love in the family. That's what kept Diana going. They were a team, they are a team. The pair since high school cheerleading, and Glenn was a star on the basketball team. Glenn died, as you heard from Diana, almost a year ago on December 23rd, and they were forced to say goodbye to a sergeant, a husband, a dad, a pop-pop. Diana said that sending someone home to heaven is never easy, but they are consoled knowing he's at peace and his battles are over. Everyone with a purple flower, please join me and Diana and Glenda and all the families here in raising your purple flower now. And you can keep yours high. If you're holding a yellow flower like Brandy Becker Wright, you're here today because you're supporting or caring for someone living with Alzheimer's or another dementia. Brandy carries a yellow flower as the primary caregiver, along with her wife Stephanie, of her grandma living with Parkinson's disease dementia. Brandy's grandma has been living with Stephanie and Brandy for the past year and seeing the daily challenges as both her physical and cognitive needs progress, and that's really been difficult. But through it all, Brandy is honored to have the opportunity to provide care and support to her grandma as they walk this journey together, finding at times laughter and joy along the way. And if you've experienced this, you know that that's not always absent. If you have a yellow flower, join Brandy in raising it up high, would you? And if you have a blue flower, like Brenda Perry, you're here today because you're living with Alzheimer's or another dementia. Brenda felt as though she was having memory issues in her early 50s, but they finally became so significant that her doctor suggested testing. She was diagnosed in September of 2023 at the age of 68 and said she was stunned, shocked, and sad, but not fully surprised. She said this past year, since her diagnosis, she has included time of reflection, but also, thankfully, she's also received overwhelming love and support. If you have a blue flower, please join Brenda in raising it high and keeping it held high. Take a look at all the flowers, raise them, all these flowers that surround us. These flowers represent our different reasons that we are all here this morning to end Alzheimer's and all other dementia. And while this is a colorful, fun display, it also is a display of determination. I'm confident that one day we will add a flower to this garden. A white flower will be added. A white flower is going to be added to this garden, and it represents the very first survivor of Alzheimer's. Wouldn't that be awesome? That would be just incredible to add a white flower to the garden. Until that beautiful day happens, we can't back down. We must not continue to waver. We've got to lead the way on this because together we can end Alzheimer's. Keep your flowers high. look around you and see your neighbor who's here representing someone that they know, maybe someone you know as well, who's all here. And for all the association does in the state of Michigan and beyond nationally, we thank them for all they do. How about a round of applause, if you can, with your flowers for all here that are representing us so magnificently. Thank you. Thank you all. God bless you.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone. What a lovely array of flowers. All the smiles, all the togetherness, the warmth. That's why I enjoy coming every year, because I'm seeing you and I know that we're getting closer to that white flower. We're getting closer to it. You all care. We gather together every year because we have something in common. We have something in common, and that bonds us. I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for just being here. Now, who's ready to lead the way?
Yeah.
Let's get this walk started.
We have more work to do, but we are inspired and ready to do it, aren't we? Because you walk. Let's remember that phrase for just a second. Because you walk, we are closer than ever to a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia. So before we get this walk started, let's make some noise. We want to hear you say it together with us. Because we walk.
Because we walk.
Let's practice again. Come on.
Because we walk.
Because we walk.
Even louder. Because we walk.
Because we walk.
Because we walk. There are now treatments that can change the course of Alzheimer's.
Because we walk.
Because we walk, we're going to bring treatments home to Metro Detroit.
Because we walk.
We are one step closer to the first survivor of Alzheimer's disease.
Because we walk.
We continue to support people in every stage of this disease.
Because
we walk.
Let's lead the way. Every single one of us this morning, wiping away the tears and the chill and making a great walk this year. Let's lead the way to the end, the very end of Alzheimer's disease. God bless you all. Thanks for letting us be part of this. And how about a countdown? You ready?
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
the route is now open.
Have a great walk, everybody. Be safe. Thanks for being here.